I don't know why, but I've been avoiding doing any stories about Valerie Jarrett. But this coincides with the Hillary Clinton scandal, email scandal. So here you are, Obama advisor behind leak of Hillary Clinton's email scandal. This is, I believe, New York Post broke this story. Everybody's referencing them. It's a vast left-wing conspiracy. President Obama's senior advisor, Valerie Jarrett, leaked to the press details of Hillary Clinton's use of a private email address during her time as Secretary of State. But she did so through people outside the administration, so the story couldn't be traced to her or the White House. In addition, at Jarrett's behest, the State Department was ordered to launch a series of investigations into Hillary's conduct at Foggy Bottom, including the use of her expense account, the disbursement of funds, her contact with foreign leaders, and her possible collusion with the Clinton Foundation. 6 separate probes into Hillary's performance have been going on at the State Department. The email scandal was timed to come out just as Hillary was on the verge of formally announcing that she was running for president, and that there's more to come. Members of Bill Clinton's camp say the former president suspects the White House is the source of the leak and is furious. Quote, "My contacts and friends in newspapers and TV tell me that they've been contacted by the White House and offered all kinds of negative stories about us." One of Bill's friends quotes him as saying, "The Obamas are behind the email story, and they're spreading rumors that I've been with women, that Hillary promoted people at the State Department who'd done favors for our foundation, that John Kerry had to clean up diplomatic messes Hillary left behind." Then, according to the source, Bill added, "The Obamas are out to get us any way they can." The sabotage is part of an ongoing feud between the two Democrat powerhouses. Last fall, during the run-up to the 2014 midterm elections, Jarrett was heard to complain bitterly that the Clintons were turning congressmen, senators, governors, and grassroots party members against Obama by portraying him as an unpopular president who was an albatross around the neck of the party. Now that title goes squarely to Bill Clinton. He was not able to go on the stomping ground to help people campaign for their re-elections for Congress. Jarrett was said to be livid that most Democrats running for election refused to be seen campaigning with the president. She blamed the Clintons for marginalizing the president and for trying to wrest control of the Democratic Party away from Obama, and she vowed payback. Jarrett saw an opportunity to hit back hard with Monica Lewinsky suddenly resurfaced after years of living in obscurity. Jarrett discreetly put out word to some friendly members of the press that the White House would look with favor if they gave Monica some ink and airtime. Relations have gotten even frostier in the past few months. After the Democrats took a shellacking in the midterms, the White House scheduled a meeting with Hillary Clinton. When she showed up in the Oval Office, she was greeted by 3 people, the president, Jarrett, and Michelle Obama. With his wife and Jarrett looking on, Obama made it clear that he intended to stay neutral in the presidential primary process, a clear signal that he wouldn't mind if someone challenged Hillary for the nomination. Quote, "Obama and Valerie Jarrett will go any lengths to prevent Hillary from becoming president," a source close to the White House said. They believe that Hillary, like her husband, is left of center, not a true blue liberal. If she gets into the White House, they believe she will compromise with the Republicans in Congress and undo Obama's legacy. With Obama's approval, the source continued, Valerie has been holding secret meetings with Martin O'Malley, the Democratic former governor of Maryland, and Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren. She promised O'Malley and Warren the full support of the White House if they will challenge Hillary for the presidential nomination. Now, I think this is meaningless. I mean, Hillary did this to herself. That Valerie Jarrett had to leak this was only going to come in time because the commission that is investigating Benghazi had already seen correspondence with Hillary Clinton's private email address on the emails that they were looking at as part of the evidence. Trey Gowdy came right out and said that. The timing is perfect because the New York Times, a leftist, Democratic-leaning media source, is the one that broke that story. So nobody can say that it was the Republicans, the GOP, or anything like that, or the right-wingers who broke that story. It was actually the Democrats themselves that broke the story. The email scandal is only the tip of the iceberg. There's about 20 scandals going on simultaneously surrounding Hillary Clinton. And yet, when I read comments on news magazines or newspapers online, you still have Democrats who are saying, I will vote for Hillary Clinton absolutely no matter what. And nobody can tell me anything that would stop me from voting for her. Well, I mean, if you're going to vote for her no matter what, you're going to get no matter what. If she wins, you're going to get no matter what, because obviously she doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about the country. And even if the Obamas are saying that she's bad news, and if they know she's going to do terrible, terrible stuff, then maybe you should take a step back and say, well, if Obama says she's bad, and I don't mean that she's bad, she's a bad person. I'm talking about they're saying professionally bad. First of all, she runs a lousy campaign. The only reason that she got as far as she did in 2008 was because she was a woman. She's a horrible speaker. She was invited to the all-woman charity just the past month or so, of past couple of weeks, and they did highlights of it, and it was horrible. It was awful. And the women who invited her were thoroughly disappointed. It's the truth. She's not a great speaker. She's not a good campaigner. She was pushed into the limelight by riding the coattails of her husband, who was president. Nobody does that. Who's done that? Has any other woman tried to vie for the presidency and ride the coattails of her husband to get into the Oval Office? No woman has. Any woman who has actually run for president or vice president has run on their own merits. She's really thinking that nepotism is going to get her into the Oval Office, and that the United States, or the people of the United States, or the citizens of the United States, would even consider this woman based on what? And she threw temper tantrums to get into the White House as Secretary of State, and she made a mockery of the position. Trust me, I have absolutely no love for Valerie Jarrett whatsoever. I mean, I was going to do a full documentary about the evil behind the throne, but who needs to when you have this scandal about Hillary Clinton coming on? I mean, she's taken bribes. They're the Clinton Foundation. I mean, the scandals just are endless. And this is more of the Clinton scandals. This is it. This is not a dynasty, or we should cut this off, nip this off at the bud. If the Democrats want to put somebody forward, why don't you put somebody forward who actually has some sense, has some sort of semblance of understanding of the Constitution? The Democratic Party, as it stands now, seems to be against the Constitution. The Constitution says this is a senator, this is a representative, this is a president. That's why we have those terms. You don't just become a senator just because. The entire job description is outlined in the Constitution. Anything else that's going on is something that they've done themselves. Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show.